So there's this girl who tells amazing stories of everything, places, and everyone. But today he's stuck in my camera lenses. So I booked a session with a cinematographer, but instead of asking him to capture me, I'm capturing him instead. The filmmaker, the documentarian, the photographer, and literally anything that you can think of. So how's that gonna go? A novice like me telling the story of an expert.
Back to the days of our ancestors. They'd listen. If I told the men of the past that their present actions could probably, possibly, absolutely ruin the futures of their children, there'd be peace.
Before we begin, let me give you guys like a backstory of how I met Zavi. So, as a stalker that I am, which I'm not ashamed of, like I stalk people a lot on social media. Seriously, I was stalking this pretty girl on Instagram. I saw her, like she's very attractive. I was like, okay, I'm not gay before people start like asking. I just liked her and everything. So one day I was on that page and then I saw Zavi's video. I was like, but boy, fine. And I was like, okay, let me go and visit his page. I got to his page and I saw a lot of good things, but I decided to follow him because of the fact that I had a love interest. I was like, okay, looks like a fine girl, but let me just be stalking him. So after stalking him for a while and following him, I decided to unfollow him. Because I found another fine boy. And I was just like, I was not following you, but I'll always go to your page and see some of your works and everything. I think over time it changed because like I became really interested in what you do and as a person that the brand you were building. So last year I had this idea of like doing something like this, and the first person that came to my mind was Zavi. I was like, okay, I know somebody like Zavi, even though he doesn't know me yet. So I was like, that's when I sent you that DM, and luckily for me, you responded. And yeah, the rest is history. We have Zaviano. So you see, love interest turned mentor, so kind of way. Because like sometimes I look up to Zavi and be like, oh yeah, I can do a whole lot here in Edo State.
So you have to stop me. What if I were your future husband? You just lost the future husband. Yes,
future is still far. I'm not even ready to get married.
So never trust a woman.
You get it right.
I've gotten it wrong from this women. The editor will do justice. Because why didn't you just say, hey, hi, it's from love interest?
What if you told me that? I have pride. Let me see my shoulder. Let me see where it is.
Now so. Later now you will say, in fact, biggest red flag is some women that used to turn love interest.
Thank you.
Interesting.
I chest out.
But I mean, it's been fantastic, and I really, when you reach out, I have no doubt moving forward. I literally saw that you had an idea. Because when I first saw your page, I went through, scroll back and forth. I was this person sending the DMs like, went back and forth and saw you had an idea. And for me, that's what makes sense a lot when I see creatives with ideas.
Yeah.
Not everybody have gotten it figured out, but a lot of persons have ideas, but they need someone to put them in a certain direction. A certain path to kickstart, right? And I saw you had an idea, you had a path. It was interesting to have conversations and then see how I could also be of help.
Yeah.
Say, okay, instead of this, do this, and try to see this in this perspective. And I'm really excited about your growth and how far you've come. It's a brilliant trajectory, and I think you're getting to even farther and bigger.
Thank you. And he actually followed me back. That thing did something to me. I was like, Zaviano followed me back. That means there's value inside here. Being a creative that you are, one of the things that I feel like fascinates me a lot about creatives is how they are able to think outside the box. And it doesn't like change the fact that it all started from somewhere. Because I mean, it's not everybody that will come one day and be like, I want to be a creative. Somehow something started, like they're like, okay, maybe I should try this and all of that. But in one word, how would you describe your journey so far as a creative?
I think it's difficult to use a word to describe my journey so far. It's a mix of different feelings, right?
Yeah.
Because there are days I don't want to do this.
Okay, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, there are days I'm not literally interested. The days I'm like, nah, I mean, why? Why am I really doing this thing? And then but it is in those moments I find the courage to keep pushing on, because when you have a purpose, that's why
Yeah.
you have somewhere you want to be. Sometimes you might not even have a purpose yet. It's just a dream.
Yeah.
It's just an idea, like as tiny as that, but you don't have clarity.
Yeah.
Right? Clarity, uncertainties, right? I'll use the word uncertainties. Uncertainties are okay. It just shows that you are in a path. You're on a path to discovering something.
Something.
Right? So the days I've been uncertain. The days I've asked questions. What am I really doing? Does this make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and it is in those moments I get to rediscover myself. Yeah. The first time my dad ever, I think, became in support of what I was doing was the day I came home, and then they said the DSTV was bad, and then the TV was also bad. And my next trip back home, I got a new TV and a new DSTV. And I was still in school then. Where did you get the money from? I mean, it's from photography.
So they pay like this.
So there's an idea they have.
Yeah.
There's an understanding these people have that is different from what you and I have. But if you have a dream, chase it at all costs. Because it's you living in it. Have to. My dad saw me. It was easy for me being a boy. I know it's also different for being a female.
Yeah.
But I think
Very.
there's some persons who are not able to get the family support. Some people are lucky to have family support, parents who have an understanding, right?
Yeah.
But myself, early on, it was my cousin in the US who really was supportive, because she got me my first camera made by Somi. I never can forget her. Never. So she was the first person to really raise a GoFundMe account for me, and then got a couple of dollars inside and sent to me to
that's
get a
so
camera.
sweet.
Yeah, and it was really, that changed my life. Starting on. Because it takes such support,
Yeah.
yeah, for you to rediscover. Sometimes nobody will believe in you. You just have to keep pushing. I was renting camera at 5,000 every day and getting into trouble. Sometimes somebody will tell you I spoiled this camera. I'm like, it wasn't me. I've gotten into issues like that, right? But did that stop me? No. The belief for the quest for daily excellence was what was pushing me. Rather, I just wanted to say it is possible. It is
Yeah.
possible, And then that has brought me to where I am today.
It's because I think I was having a conversation with you recently. It wasn't really like a long conversation, but there's something you mentioned. You mentioned you finding your calling that has taken you to like a different location. Sometimes this is something a lot of people struggle with. It's not just like creatives, like a lot of people struggle with finding their calling. How would you say you've been able to find your calling, like that thing that you feel like, okay, yeah, this is it for me?
So my calling started from chaos. There's nothing that has been certain. Lots of mistakes, right? I'm standing right here, not as someone who hasn't made mistakes, because that's one thing we keep, on the. It's easy for you to hear on very populous media spaces.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. So we forget sometimes that we are human. Not all of us are perfect. Everybody keep nailing on being diligent, being that. Yes, all of these things are part of the fact that at some point in time, you have to learn through mistakes to understand discipline.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, there are times as young creative we're doing things with our juvenile delinquency. We are being very youthful in our dealings, right?
Yeah.
But there are some persons who understand it from a very early standpoint.
Yeah.
Right? So not all of us fit into the same categories, but as creative, wherever you find yourself, understand the fact that the quest for excellence should drive you, and in that part should diligence come in, should you be staying true to yourself come in. And by staying true to yourself, you have to be very, 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 very dependable.
Yeah.
Right. So people who have made mistakes and at some point in time were not dependable based off of certain understanding of lack of understanding of what you have at hand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a self-taught photographer. Learn from it, like literally learn from watching others.
And making
Right.
mistakes, because I remember
Yeah.
you mentioned like there was a time you took a picture of someone with, I think it was of your cousin, and the person was like, "Oh, don't ever hold a camera
so
again."
Never ever in my life should I hold a camera.
But what did that do to you?
I was sad, literally. So I don't like when you tell me I can't. So you tell me you cannot do this, you can't make. So my the inner side of me start to grudge on it.
Yeah.
And when I grudge on something too much, I start to find ways to get out of that space. So the whole idea of Edo State too is the same thing. Someone once said to me, nothing good can come out of Edo State. In terms of, I mean, you're more, waiting on a brown roof, you want this now. You not go ever up or beg. You get. So that got into me really, because the first day I saw a drone
Yeah.
shot, my friends and I catch up where we went, and then I had a drone shot. I saw a drone aerial view of Edo State of BDPA. Edo State, I'll say, for the first time.
Yeah.
That did something to me at sunset. I'm like, I saw a different picture entirely. So it made sense to me that what that my friend said was a lie. So how do I show people this thing I've seen? That was before NSAS. So let's say 2018 or 2019-ish, around those time, was when I did. And then I had to look for a way to get a drone. I started saving up money. I think I got a gig that paid me 770,000. Then it's like close to $1 million. Then I was like, bruh. So I didn't even think about trying to figure out business plan and all. So what was on my head immediately was getting this gadget that can help you tell and show this. So I started. Then I got the drone. I didn't know how to edit. So that was a problem, right? But I could take pictures.
You could take pictures,
but I couldn't put them into visuals, right? So it takes time. And over time now, I can take a drone, fly up. I already know what to do.
Yeah.
This is not coming from someone who just knew everything. It's coming from the journey of someone who had made series of mistakes.
I've had conversations with a lot of creatives, and there's always one thing that is very constant in the conversations we've had, and that's like their relationship with God and how God has like played a big part in their journey and everything, finding themselves and all of that. But would you say is like the same thing for you?
Understanding that humanity is fragile, that as humans, first is that we are limited, right, to what we can control.
Yeah.
Right? Understanding your powerlessness in such situations have to draw you back to a source.
Yeah.
And you need some form of energy. Like, let me use the word energy, but I'll bring it back to the fact that it's God, right? You need some form of energy, you need something from the spiritual realm of things to understand the physical realm of things, right? And by understanding that God is the supreme controller of the spiritual realm of things, you will need some source, right? There are times you have downtimes, and just by interfacing with this being, right, with God, interfacing with God and understanding that He gives part even through your mistakes. The times you're young creative, you make that's why I brought back to the fact that some people get it earlier, others get it later, right? Some persons might be strongly with consistency. It's a thing, right? You need to understand that people struggle with consistency as well.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't want to be consistent, but they are actually trying, but it's not showing forth. You need some sort of hope, faith.
Yeah.
All of these things come from God, right? When you go to the space of prayers and you align your path with God, you see these things like literally open up. It's like talking to someone who's listening to you.
Yeah.
It's like understanding that you need to tap from a source.
Yeah.
You need clarity to move on. So when you pray and reach out, just by believing that I'm getting direction, some form of self-awareness. I am not literally just this me that I used to be.
Yeah.
I've literally finished shooting. I left the place. Something bad happened.
There.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was shooting at the place. Someone came to prompt me. Oh, they just killed someone far from there. I finished my shoot, left. Nothing happened to us. But I'm not saying, right, chaos happened. But in the midst of chaos, how do you navigate it? I'm not the best in security management.
Yeah.
But I think I know someone who is great at things that when I go out, I tell him, guide my going out and coming in. You get. So he guides me. So believing in God is a key factor in everything
that we do. Yeah. Where do you think location is like a limitation for creatives?
There are different aspects of. I'd like to believe every city has a city gate, has its own principalities and powers that you have to interface with, whether you like it or not. So Benin has its struggles. Benin has its gates. Benin has its. Rema was with Obaseki when it came, and I happened to be in that space, and he was speaking to the governor. And there's a point he made that made sense to me when he said, there's like gatekeepers. Right? He said there's so many gatekeepers. I'm not sure the people there understood it from his perspective as a creative. But literally being a creative in that space, I could relate. Immediately, a tear almost dropped off my face because that issue wasn't really trashed out properly. There are gatekeepers. And in every city, for you to get your head out of it, you have to break those gatekeepers. The creative space in Benin is fragile, right? So this is how it goes. You get to a point where you are good. You can't go above it. You can't go below it. You have to play to if you keep staying here.
Have you experienced that?
There's nobody who haven't experienced it. And if you have not experienced it, then you've not gotten there yet.
You've not gotten there.
When you get there, you will see it. And when you see it, you will remember what I've said. We are one of the largest art creating community in Nigeria, Benin. But yet, we lose most of our creative out in search of sustainability. Here is more politically inclined. There are less industries here that appreciate creative art, right? It's in the recent time now that all of these things are appreciated. Content creators are beginning to spring up, right? It's still in the process. The system is breaking. The system is trying to hatch something, right? But it will take a time. It's going to be a longer time before this value is created. And it will take Edo State still heavily depend on the government. It will take a government that is interested in the creatives. The previous government did a lot. I'm looking forward to the next government to be able to say, I hope they do a lot as well.
About to creatives being creatives. I think last year I had the opportunity. I was called that opportunity you get to experience a creative. Basically, it was more like liking a creative. Like I'm a creative, but it's like someone who's like deep into it. You get. And one of the major problems they have, like especially with their personal life, like I don't have time. You get for love. I don't have time for all of this. So it's always about like their craft. But how would you say you balance your work life and your personal life?
So,
especially when it comes to love or relationship.
Yeah. So personally for me, that has been one of my biggest struggles because I went into the creative space without really having people I look up to. My life wasn't about photography, so I struggled a lot balancing my personal life. As a matter of fact, a lot of persons hated me. I knew I was in one talking stage then and went on a date. And then that was when I was learning composition while I was still in Uniben. And she literally, were walking and then I stopped for a minute. I was on the road doing this. And she was like, Zavi, can you just let go of this thing already? I was so into photography. And so that really disconnected me from lots of possible
love interest.
It hurts me too because I want creative to want to love, right? Most time, the creative life is already chaotic. It needs someone with an understanding of such purpose. Someone who is not chaotic, but someone who is a manager. Someone who understands how to manage chaos. Yeah, if two creatives are together,
Yeah.
one must know how to manage chaos, either the man or the woman.
Who is Zaviano? The one that we don't know about.
Who is Zaviano? I don't know how to. That's a deep question. Because beyond the fragments, it's way more different. If I should answer plainly, Zaviano is a storyteller.
Anyways, they have insulted me. They have insulted Ishan women. Zaviano said he doesn't want to in his life, so we keep it moving. I'll look for another victim.
Another victim. What the Lord has done, I will sing hallelujah. Oh, man, do not be in a hurry. Pastor Jerry, thank you. I have testimony to give on Sunday in your church.
No.
My name is Victor Zaviano, Apostle Paul. Yes, I will pray for you. Let me not pray against you. Your heart doesn't work. Yeah, the peace of the Lord be with you.
With you too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it's really,
yeah.
I mean, it's amazing having this conversation. Yeah, this is where we. If you are watching from anywhere, how do you used to say that to me again? I used to you don't cast, you don't cast.
Really?
Is that is that thing for podcast?
Yeah.
What was it for?
There's some you don't cast.
What we are doing now is we put the
The journey conversation.
Yeah. So if you're watching the journey with Christine, right, I'd like you to subscribe and follow her and stay updated with more exciting content like this. You guys are up for something really interesting. This is coming from Zaviano, straight out of my mouth. And I think it's an amazing person. Follow her.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.